Hello and welcome back. After making a video on both Goodnotes and Notability respectively, I'll finally make a comparison video between the both of them. As per usual, I'll link down timestamps in the description down below. I'll be comparing mainly the key differences between both, and if you want an upfront conclusion of what I think both differences are, you can check it on the table that will come after this. So yeah, that's my table of comparison between both, and now I'm going to talk more and explain about these differences. So first up, I'll be talking about the file classification. So Goodnotes kind of represent much like a PC setting, so you can always create more folders, name it whatever you want, and now you have a folder. And you can shift folder into folders, as well as your notebooks into the notebooks. Inside your folder, you can also create a new folder, so you can call it whatever you want, and you're done. And inside that folder, you can also create notebooks, or even create another folder. If you don't want to view it in a folder setting, you can also view it in a list setting. So just click on it and can go wherever you want. You can also search up for documents in Goodnotes, and it also supports the hand recognition feature. On the other hand, Notability has all your documents on the left side of the page, as you can see right here. And the way you classify documents is by subject as well as divider. Subjects are like a subset of your dividers. So for example, you can create like a divider, maybe you can call it chemistry. And then in chemistry, you can create your subject. So maybe things like alkanes. And then you can drag it under chemistry. So in Notability, you'll probably classify your notes like this. So with chem being the major content topic, and then your subtopics inside. So things like alkanes, alcohol, carboxylic acids. You can also search out for documents that you need, but this does not come with the hand recognition feature unless you buy it in Notability. So overall, I would say that Goodnotes has better file classification simply because you can customize your files more freely by creating more and more subfolders. But on the other hand, Notability is only limited to your dividers and your subjects. So next, I'll be talking about the speed of using the tools. So I'll be first illustrating the pen, the eraser, and the highlighter. So across Notability and Goodnotes, the colors and pen options don't really differ too much, except in their settings. So in Goodnotes, both the pen and the highlighter allow you to preset 3 different colors on the top right, as you can see, as well as 3 different thicknesses right here. The same goes for the pen. On the other hand, Notability allows you to set up to 12 of your favorite uses of your pen, your highlighter, and your eraser. So for example, if you really like a particular style a lot, so maybe you like this size, you want a pressure sensitive pen, as well as red color, you can add it to your favorites, and it will show on the left right here. You can have up to a total of 12 of them. You can also edit the selection, so maybe if you want all your red pens together, you can also shift it that way. So overall, I would definitely say that Notability is better in this aspect. If you were to write on Goodnotes, every time you write something and you need to change the color, you have to tap them manually or tap the thickness to make the changes itself. And if you want to use the highlighter, you also have to go and tap the highlighter, tap the color that you want, tap the thickness that you like, and then go and highlight it. But on the other hand, in Notability, it's a lot faster simply because you can straight away select the style that you want. So if you want this pen, you can just write straight away, or this color of the pen, this highlighter, or this highlighter. If you don't want it, you can just erase it straight away. So compared to having to tap the pen if you want to use the pen, then tap the eraser or tap the highlighter if you want to use any of them, you can just tap from the toolbar straight away to use what you like. And it's also very easily customizable, and being able to have up to 12 of them really makes it that much more accommodating to have your preferred choices of colors as well as thicknesses, or even eraser sizes. One of the advantages that Goodnotes has, however, is the fact that you can be more precise with your preferred thicknesses, since there's a slider for you. But on the other hand, Notability does not. But honestly, I find that this is a rather small point, because the thickness choices that Notability provides is already sufficient enough for usage. So overall, I would say that Notability is better in this aspect. So moving on to talking about shapes and pictures, Goodnotes has dedicated tools for you to draw shapes by selecting on the icon right there. As well as adding images into it, they also have an icon for it to help you add images. So then you click and you can drag it in. On the other hand, Notability does not have a dedicated shape function, so you have to hold down your pen to draw the shape. As for importing pictures, you have to click the plus sign on top before you can add pictures into the document. So you need to take extra steps. So overall, I would definitely say that Goodnotes is better when you want to talk about shapes and pictures, simply because they have dedicated functions for you to do both of these actions, as compared to Notability. So now let's talk about the Lasso tool. So for Goodnotes, it lets you omit out and include what you want to include using the Lasso tool, but it does not have the rectangular Lasso tool. On the other hand, Notability has the rectangular Lasso tool for you, but it will not let you have Goodnotes option of omitting out or including stuff. So overall for the Lasso tool, I can't really give a conclusion of which is better than which, simply because both has its own positive points. So this is really up to the user to decide. So next up is the hand recognition feature. Goodnotes win in this front because it already comes built-in with Goodnotes. But on the other hand, in Notability, you have to go to the shop to buy it. As you can see right here under Technology, Handwriting Recognition. So moving on to the audio recording function, Goodnotes doesn't have one, but Notability does at the top right here. So Notability will be better in this aspect. So next up is the zoom in writing feature. This is a point that I missed out on my Notability video, but actually both Goodnotes and Notability have the zoom in function. So on Goodnotes is above right here at the top when you press the A. So now I can zoom in and write your text. While on the other hand, for Notability, it's at the bottom right, the plus sign right here, and now you can also zoom in and write your text. And both of them can adjust the size. So honestly, I think the fact that you can zoom in is already good enough. So on the zoom in front, both of them will work fine. Now, template paper wise, I don't really think it's a very important point of comparison, simply because you can just import into both Goodnotes and Notability what you like. But if you are really curious, this is what Goodnotes has to offer. So for covers, this is like the cover page of the document. So you have all these. Just gonna quickly brush through it. And for the paper, you have three main colors, meaning yellow, white, and dark, as well as these sizes. You can select portrait or landscape mode, and you can select these few papers. And for Notability, we have these options to choose from. So overall, I'll just show you the table of comparison again. Even after you have watched this video, you might still be wondering, should I buy Goodnotes or should I buy Notability? Because honestly, it's kind of hard to decide since both of them have their own pros and cons. Now, if you're still finding it very difficult to decide which one to buy, maybe it might not be a bad idea to just buy both. Now, personally, when I was thinking about buying both, this was what my thought process was like. So after I watched a few videos, I knew that I'll probably continue on a few more hours to watch more video comparisons. And then I'll be faced with a lot of decision fatigue because I just couldn't decide which one to buy because both really have their own pros and cons. So I decided to myself, to save me that few hours and to save me that decision fatigue, I myself just spend out the extra money to buy both, since both of them really have their own users. So overall, I felt that it was really worth it because it really saved me that couple of hours of time, as well as the mental wall of deciding which one to buy, Goodnotes or Notability. So if you really find it very hard to decide, honestly buying both is not really a bad idea if you can afford both. So thanks for watching this video, and I hope that it has been helpful for you. You may want to check out my full video on Goodnotes as well as Notability to help you supplement your decision making. So that's all. Thanks for watching and see you.